Hello everyone, I'm Al Stasch from the Villa Park Cable Commission, and we're here at the Village of Villa Park's Village Hall with a guest, Aunt Jan Fiola from the Economic Development Department. Jan, great to have you here.
Thanks for having me, Al.
Thank you. We are here to discuss a lot of the business opportunities that have transpired over the year 2016, as well as future projects and those that are in progress. I get a lot of questions, as Jan does, about different developments, different businesses in Villa Park, or different properties in Villa Park, and what may be planned or what's going on with those properties. And we see construction in the village, not only on North Avenue, but Villa Avenue and elsewhere. And it's an opportunity for us together to kind of quell some rumors and also get some good information from Jan Fiola about economic development here in Villa Park. So Jan, first of all, tell me, what is the role of economic development as you are the director here in Villa Park?
Thanks. Well, economic development is all about business recruitment and business retention. We want to keep the existing business owners that we have in Villa Park, and we'd like to encourage new business owners to come to Villa Park. But with that, we have some opportunities to find tools to encourage them to invest. And so in part of my role in Villa Park the last few years has been creating some new TIFs. And TIFs are the tax increment financing districts. And we've created two areas in Villa Park, one adjacent to the train station and one along Villa Avenue. And what that does is creates an opportunity for businesses to have a base, tax base, and then any of the increment in the tax increase, we use that to redevelop, to help redevelopment in that area.
So in that geographic TIF area, there's a defined group of businesses that would contribute to that.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. So we've created two new TIFs in Villa Park in the last few years, and among those, we have opportunities to have other programs, and one of them is the Facade Assistance Program that we created on Villa Avenue. We have the $20,000 grant, which is 50% up to $20,000 for business owners that invest in the exterior of their buildings. So if you're working on your awnings, signage, lighting, windows, doors, Villa Park would review the application and could help business owners up to $20,000. So I'm happy to say that to date we have 11 businesses that have taken advantage of this program.
Okay, so that program, that helped some of the businesses on Villa Avenue. Now, there are properties that have been already developed and completed here in Villa Park that we see around North Avenue, for example, and other places. Tell us about those.
Right. Well, I'm happy to say that to date, we've had 42 new businesses come to Villa Park, and the building permits are at their all-time high. We have nearly 1,400 building permits that are being issued through the third quarter of 2016 compared to under 900 in 2011. So times are good. Investors are looking for opportunities, and I'll just go through some of the highlights of what's happened in Villa Park in the last really 9 months. So the first one being the North Park Plaza outlot building. It's funny because in future presentations in the past, I've used the historical building as the cover, and I realized, why am I showing this beautiful building when we really should be talking about economic development? And here is a perfect building that was actually just shot this morning. It looks like it could be a rendering. It's so beautiful.
That's a great picture.
It's a great picture.
Yeah.
We can thank Mari for that one this morning. But in that building, we have not only Dunkin' Donuts, which we've had the ribbon cutting ceremony for already, but Chipotle, Firehouse Subs, T-Mobile, Sprint, Stella's, and a dentist. So really a great addition to North Avenue. The next one are two existing buildings where we've had complete renovation. Bob's Furniture on Roosevelt Road. Used to be LA Fitness at one point. You wouldn't even recognize the building now. Bob's is a great addition to Roosevelt Road. And Foreman Mills is also part of the North Park Plaza. I believe they took 60,000 square feet, and a great addition to that area.
I got to comment on those two. I think those two are great additions to the Village of Villa Park, especially Bob's Furniture. I know they're doing real well. It's a beautiful property.
Right.
And anybody that's not been in there needs to go in there and see what they've done. It's awesome.
You're exactly right. It is a beautiful building and great deals there too.
And I shop at Foreman Mills all the time.
I actually bought something there recently myself. So
Great.
Another thing just to mention, we had Allegra Banquets. That was the old former Villanova on St. Charles Road. Completely renovated, beautiful banquet hall and facility, restaurant and bar. They can seat up to 250 people in one banquet hall. So a lot of people don't know about that kind of hidden secret right here on St. Charles Road.
I've been there several times as well. It's awesome.
It
We've
is.
had some events there too.
We've had a number of events there, yeah.
And Tony and everybody there that runs the banquet facility are just very good business people.
Very, exactly. Love
Yes.
them. Here, our very own La Tasca restaurant on St. Charles Road. It was recently reopened for some fine Indian and Pakistani restaurant. And I can tell you, I just had lunch there today, and the food is amazing. So really glad to see a new business open into the former La Tasca. That's actually at 123 East St. Charles Road.
Good to see that reopened.
Yes.
Yes.
Very happy. Another building going on to North Avenue. Las Islas Marias moved into the old Princeton restaurant, and it's a like Mexican seafood. And once again, tried their food out, and it's amazing. So really happy. If you haven't been on the inside of the building, they did a fabulous job with the interior renovations. So
I have
really
not
happy.
been there yet, and I'm looking forward to it. I love Mexican food, and
Yeah.
that's right on North Avenue. And what is that, Princeton, you said?
It's the old Princeton restaurant, so it's just west of Ardmore
Okay.
on
Excellent.
North Avenue.
Excellent. Excellent.
We also have Auto 64. It's the auto repair place at the northwest corner of North Avenue and Ardmore. And they did a complete renovation and addition to the building, so it was kind of a tired looking auto repair, and they did an amazing job with the exterior renovation to that building also.
You know, I've talked to Charlie, who's in the center of this photo.
Yeah.
He's the owner there,
Right.
and we're looking to do some things to help promote his business, but he's got a great business, 7 stalls,
Yes.
right there on North Avenue, doing a lot more than just mufflers that used to be there.
Really, yeah.
All complete repairs, so glad to have him there.
Yeah, absolutely. Right next to Charlie is the Harley-Davidson wildfire. It's hard to get a good picture of the whole complex, but if you can imagine, Harley-Davidson put in nearly $1 million into the renovation of their existing building, and then they added an event center and a writers academy. So the village worked with them on property just east of their existing facility, and you can go and see the huge event center and writers academy right there at the Harley-Davidson wildfire, also on North Avenue. What do we have next?
Oh, renovations, improvements.
So we mentioned about creating a couple TIFs in Villa Park, and the Kenilworth TIF is the one between St. Charles Road south to the Prairie Path, and the area was a little tired when I joined the village about 3 years ago, and with the new facade assistance program that we developed, there were a number of businesses that took advantage of it, including the renovation to the Cortesi Memorial Park. just to explain, when you have a TIF adjacent to another TIF, you can transport money. So we immediately had some funds available to do improvements to kind of a tired, kind of a quiet park. So
Yeah.
now it is almost like a destination, a heart of Villa Park for a number of events we'll go over later on. But in addition to the Cortesi Veterans Memorial Park renovation, we also did the train depot, which is in the back of the photo
The
on
old
your
green
screen.
building. Yeah. Yeah.
And then added a picnic shelter just to the east of the train depot. So really a great area for your auto
Yeah,
auto
car
show,
shows, yes.
car shows.
Everybody loves it there. And we had you're talking about the pavilion that's just to the east of
Yes.
the old depot building. We had a band there last Sunday, and it was just perfect. It was
Perfect, yeah.
It turned out great. And the other thing that was nice about it is the sound from the band, which was pleasant and enjoyable in the park, did not go outside the park into the areas that would be disruptive.
Oh,
So
that's
it was
a good-
really good.
That
really
is good, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but a lot of great things have happened there this summer already with that park, including some concerts that were there and some Park District events on Saturday mornings, and it was used more than it probably has been in the last 15 years.
Exactly. The concerts in the park, and then they have the library had movies
Yeah,
in the park
that's
on
right, I
Monday
forgot about the
nights.
movies, yeah.
So I'll show you later on. There was a whole list of events that were in our park that has really, really been a great addition to really the Kenilworth TIF. In addition to another slide I'll show you where some of the business owners have taken advantage of the facade program. So where we had some kind of rundown buildings, here's an example where they added new facades, new signage, new windows, doors, and just one building has just been transformed. So we're happy for that.
That's great.
Here's another building on Villa Avenue that's going to be taking advantage of the facade assistance program.
And this is a before picture.
This is they're actually right. It's right now. It's happening as we speak. So this building has been vacant for nearly 5 years, and people might know it as an old Ace Hardware store. And the interesting story about zoning and working together with community development, because we had some the property on for sale for a number of years, and business owners who came to the Villa Park and said, we'd like to put a non-for-profit in the building. And the business owners that were selling it were so excited to finally get their building sold. However, when you look at the master plan and the fact that we created a TIF in this area, TIFs are for creating tax base. Well, when you have a not-for-profit, you don't have sales tax, you don't have property tax.
Right.
So it wasn't a good fit for that area. So luckily, we were able to find another location for that business, and they're very happy. UCP Saginaw, I guess I can say, is relocated on Park Boulevard and right next to the Prairie Path, and they're very, very happy.
They're doing great there too.
Good,
Yes,
good, yeah.
yes.
So it's a good fit for them, and it fits now with the zoning of the redevelopment of the building, where we found business owners to turn it into a brewery. So the building is presently under construction and taking advantage of that facade assistance program also.
And I had the opportunity, because I know lots of folks in the area, to go to the existing businesses there that serve adult beverages, Mahoney's and Josephine's and Double D's, which are all within a block of this location, and they're all excited for this new facility.
I was shocked too. I was really, really happy to hear that, because now they find that it's a destination, and that a number of, and they've got a captive audience right there with Ovaltine. So it's nice that you can go and people do. I mean, admit it, they like to bar hop, and now that we've got a destination to do all that, it'll be a really great fit.
Excellent, excellent. Looks great. Looks great.
Also, some new buildings under construction along North Avenue. This is the village-owned property that I mentioned we sold, and it's under construction for a Pet Supply Plus building and additional retail space, and they're negotiating with another retailer for the second 10,000 square feet.
Oh, excellent.
So another great addition. This was just vacant property on North Avenue, sitting idle. So springtime we'll be seeing a new Pet Supply Plus.
That's awesome, because I have seen that and I had no clue as to what that was. All you see is what's there in this picture.
Exactly.
And there's no signage or anything that says coming soon.
I did ask them to put a sign. They're working on that, I know.
Yeah,
Just to
yeah.
get people excited about it.
Well, now everybody knows.
Now everybody knows. Yeah,
Pet Supply
exactly.
Plus. Excellent.
And you know, just just west of that building is it really in between the building we showed in the first, the Chipotle building, and this building under construction is a vacant space right in front of Foreman Mills, which I can say now is under contract for a Wendy's.
It's under contract?
Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I love Wendy's, first of all.
Yeah.
And
Me too. I won't have to go anywhere else now between my Chipotle and my Frosty. It's like
yeah, that's exactly. And Dunkin' Donuts down the street. But these are great in and out spots too, with the street light there already.
Yes.
Didn't have to go through that process, which some developments do.
Right.
You have to build, infrastructure around on the major highways. That was already in place, so this is perfect.
It's a really, really good fit. So we're very excited. What else do I have? Potential new developments in Villa Park. The METRA train station. Everyone's been talking about the garden station development. This is artist rendering of a proposed mixed-use multifamily development, and the developer is presently going on through financing. So if this happens, could be 2017, more like 2018 at this time. Financing's been a huge challenge for the developer. So.
Well, we saw this in the village board meeting, and the numbers that were being used there was above $40 million. It's not a small project.
Right, absolutely. In fact, it was over 230 apartments.
Yeah.
So, and retail on the first floor. And people know this is the area on Ardmore that's just adjacent to the new Ardmore Streetscape improvement that was done. It was an IDOT project really between the train tracks and North Avenue. So that part of Ardmore looks really nice, in hope that we can get this garden station development built also.
So it's still in progress?
Still in progress.
Okay.
This is another rendering of the garden station building. You had asked me about...
yeah, some properties that we own or have not been designated yet for development, or we want to promote, right?
Right, exactly. We mentioned that there were 2 properties that the village had for sale. The one that Pet Supply Plus is under construction, and then this is the second parcel. It's on North Avenue. It's basically mid-block between Route 83 and Ardmore on the south side. And the village has 2.7 acres. It's the 300 by 300 box on your screen. However, I wanted to bring it to the attention that there's properties just to the east also available, which would be almost another 2 acres. So to have 5 acres of property on North Avenue available for anyone to develop, the village is very, very anxious to get this area cleaned up. It used to be truck storage. We have since demoed the building, cleaned the lot up, and then the other 2 buildings are also for sale. So
to put this in perspective, Jan, this is the west end, right?
Correct.
Of this space. And is that not a drive-through, Stratz? A drive-through restaurant?
yeah, this is Stratz here, exactly.
That's Stratz right
yes.
there. Okay. And next to that is a cigarette shop kind of thing?
It's auto.
Auto. Okay.
Right. So when we talk about the development, the challenge with developing this property is the is the median. Because here's the break that goes right into Stratz.
Oh, yes.
We have great access and it's got great visibility. I think the one challenge is just the barrier median that you have on North Avenue.
So you can't cross in from the westbound side.
Exactly.
Okay.
So any westbound traffic would have to come here and come back around, which isn't terrible because you're used to doing that on North Avenue. But.
And you pointed out, and this is an older photo. It's showing actually what people can recognize as truck trailers in that property, and that is now completely vacant.
Right.
And where there's a building here, that was demolished, right?
Actually, yeah, exactly, right.
So that's all open.
This is all open, all vacant. This is just a house,
the White House.
Yeah, the White House. And that's Caddy Auto that also is back on the market.
Okay.
And they're doing some renovation of the building right now because it was kind of falling down. So, and then technically, if you want to point out, this is the Economic Development and Community
This
Development.
is your office?
It's my office.
Okay, okay, good.
So if anyone ever needed an extra half acre, we would make them a great deal.
A great deal. But you're right, that is such prime space on that highway. You know, a lot of people say, well, they move too fast on the highway, you got to slow them down. I don't agree with that.
Yeah.
You know, you look at all the neighboring towns, there's plenty of development and businesses that thrive on major highways like this. And not far down the stretch here is a street light.
Right, exactly.
So they're not always going 45
Villa Avenue,
miles an hour.
and then Route 83.
Yeah.
And because there is so much traffic on North Avenue, quite often, especially in the morning, it's backed up. So you're definitely slowed down just because of that. I mean, when you figure there's probably over 40,000 cars a day on both sides of North Avenue, even if you cut that in half, it's still a really great traffic count for developers. So we've had a lot of interest. It's just a matter of finding the right fit for the village to get this property redeveloped.
Excellent. Excellent.
So yeah.
That's great stuff. And you pointed out some things that have already taken place in the village, some things that will happen soon, and some potential for more development here in Villa Park. So how does someone find out about those spots that could be developed in the future?
That's a really great question. I happen to have the answer for you.
Okay.
The village has on our economic development page, website, an area that lists right there available properties listing. So for...
Let me zoom it in here for us. There we go. We'll get it to you. There it goes. So this is on the invillapark.com website, right?
Exactly. See the area in the lower left corner that I circled? You can go into that area and it breaks properties down into retail, industrial, and office, and lists all the available property in Villa Park.
You know, and being a resident of Villa Park, you think that we're kind of landlocked, everything's been taken care of or designated. There's a lot available right now in the village, right?
A lot of vacant spaces. I think the challenge is, you know, so often people want to buy, they want to own. So it's hard to find vacant property. That's why the village-owned property on North Avenue is so rare. But most of, you know, the Chicago suburbs, it's more infill at this point.
Right.
Just a matter of little spaces, but we don't have large tracts of land just sitting there.
Wide open.
Waiting to be
for
developed.
green projects, right.
Right, right. So it's a matter of redevelopment, and we have some other exciting things happening on North Avenue, and as soon as they go public, we can share that information, but I'm happy to say that 2 other large parcels on North Avenue are under contract and will drastically change North Avenue and clean it up.
Well, I was at a planning and zoning meeting last night.
There's one,
Where
That's public.
one new business owner, was looking to redevelop a space, and that is the car wash that exists on Addison and North Avenue, or I can't remember the site.
Stone.
Stone, thank you. And it's at the planning and zoning stage, and they approved it to go to the village board.
Right, right. And that was another perfect example where the existing business owner was trying to find ways to be more successful. So he came to the community development department, and he wanted to put a used car lot on the corner by North Avenue. And we didn't want to discourage him, but the truth is we don't need any more used car lots on North Avenue.
Those small parcel used car lots, right?
Yeah. So in the 11th hour, we basically said, we don't think your chances are going to be very good getting past P&Z, so maybe save your money, and we might have someone who's interested, because we had just met with a car wash developer looking in and around North Avenue. So we put that car wash developer in touch with the existing car wash owner, because the car wash that's there is the hand wash. And the new
manual
one,
hose that you spray your own car.
Yeah. And then the new one is fully automatic, all the bells and whistles. So luckily we put those two together, and that was what was approved in front of went to P&Z last night. So
Excellent.
it's really a great example of both economic development and community development working together and finding the right fit for businesses and business owners in the village. So yeah, glad to see that one.
Yeah, that was
moving
great.
forward.
They did a great presentation, and I enjoyed seeing what's coming, because there are some great things possible, and we've seen some great things. People have in the past said, well, it's tough to do business in Villa Park. I don't know where that comes from. Maybe somebody that's trying to do something that we don't want.
Yeah, yeah.
And they think we're being difficult. And I've seen people discuss that, and I say, well, look, here's Bone Roofing, a business that was for 40 years in the city of Chicago. And now has moved to Villa Park on Addison Road, right near North Avenue, and it has a beautiful facility.
Beautiful.
Places like J&R Cycle, that was in Lombard for 40 years, and had a great business, has developed a new property here on St. Charles Road. Beautiful new building, facade, really dressed up that whole space.
Oh, they did a great job, yeah.
And they're doing great there too. And so, new developments that come here, the door's open.
Absolutely.
And there's things that don't fit, as you pointed out.
Right.
They just don't fit in
But
the
you try to
business
find
plan.
the right place for them, in the village, right?
Yeah, and that's not being difficult. That's being protective of our plan and our concept of what we want.
Master plan, exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
Good.
Your staff is located, as we saw, on North Avenue. You've been in that building. Oops. Let me turn that off. You've been in that building now for a couple of years, I believe. And before, it used to be right next to the studio here in the Village Hall. Not when you were here, but the people that do your work. And it was really tight space, not very amenable to having production meetings and things like that.
Right.
Tell us about your space now and what you can do there.
Well, I find it very, very welcoming for business owners, developers, contractors. My background's in corporate development, and so I know what it's like being on the other side of the table.
Right.
And I think coming inside of Village Hall is just a little intimidating, but if you can just talk, development and design, and really get the answers right there, is really welcoming. And we've got a wonderful conference room, and our maps and all of a lot of the answers right there to kind of drive the process. So we find that it's very, very welcoming, and
a lot of people see it as a great spot for showing a good impression of Villa Park.
not only that too, it was also our commitment to renovating North Avenue too, because North Avenue is challenging. I think especially because of the barrier median and the IDOT improvements. There's a number of other cities that have really struggled, and as we have. So when I came on board, it was really like, how can we make this happen? Well, it's kind of fun being right there, and you're watching the traffic, you're seeing what's happening,
Yeah, you're
and,
right there, yeah.
and you can kind of drive the development. So it's been a commitment to North Avenue and to the success of Villa Park. So.
And to know the challenges, because I know that there has been some businesses that wanted to locate on North Avenue, but because of the nature of their business and what their needs were, having that medium and the types of adjustments that had to be made just didn't work out.
Right, exactly. Well, the other challenge too, we found people want to build, because North Park Plaza is becoming so successful, they want to mirror it on the other side. Well, on the other side, the lots aren't that deep, so you can't have another, unless you were to take out a number of, businesses.
Yeah.
So sometimes the depth of property limits you to what the available opportunities are also.
A couple of areas, and this we haven't discussed, but I just want to mention something. A couple of the areas that people don't really readily recognize is near the Ardmore Bridge, there's plenty of small businesses that are located in auto shops along the underneath the bridge there, and little small industry.
Industrial,
Which is great, and,
right.
and opportunities there potentially for businesses if properties become available.
Right.
And also, we have a very significant business in terms of a maintenance facility, and that's Tesla on the other side of North Avenue.
Right.
And a lot of properties there, well, not 50, but some properties in that section, north of North Avenue, near Ellsworth,
Right.
that are part of Villa Park. And people
Exactly.
don't recognize those as Villa Park properties, but they are in valuable spaces.
Well, that's a really great point, because it was interesting getting to learn Villa Park, because it's, 4 miles long, a mile wide, but has these appendages up Villa Avenue, out North Avenue, one side of Roosevelt Road, the other side of, it was challenging to understand exactly what's in Villa Park and what's not.
Right.
And one example I'll reference is on Roosevelt Road and Euclid, the northeast
okay.
corner. It's an old used car lot and some rundown businesses.
Near Castle
And-
Chevrolet.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But it's further west, just west of the hotel,
Yes.
and near just east of Thornton's. So it is perceived that it's in Villa Park, because everything else, Castle, Thornton's, everything is in Villa Park. It's the only properties on the north side of Roosevelt Road that are officially in Oak Brook Terrace.
Wow, I had no idea.
So we're working
Wow.
together with Oak Brook Terrace to remedy that.
Yeah.
But just some of the challenges of working with your other communities too, possibly on, annexing, de-annexing, annexing, intergovernmental agreements. So that's another part of economic development too, is working together with surrounding municipalities, getting out there, and, I'm real involved in a lot of organizations, and so literally go there and I'm the name of Villa Park, you brand yourself, and so it's like, what's going on in Villa Park? Oh, well, I've got this property for sale, and,
Yeah,
we've got all these great opportunities, so really is getting out there and networking and letting people know.
And I know in the meetings that you've had for informing the public at Allegra, once this year we had a meeting.
Business owners,
Business owners meeting.
Developers.
The folks from DuPage County came out, and they are a partner of yours in developing in our area.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's a good partner to have, because they have a broader understanding of what's happening in the whole region. So together with DuPage County and then DuPage Convention and Visitors Bureau, they also have a different perspective. And then once they understand what our needs are, then you can work together, better as a team.
Okay, last question, last series of discussions. What can we look forward to? Here we are in October, barely in October. What can we look forward to going towards the end of the year?
So, as we're wrapping up the summer season, this was a schedule of events that we had in Villa Park. We mentioned the car shows and the parks, concerts in the park. We're going to be wrapping up our market day in the end of October. So look for these again in 2017. But in Villa Park moving forward, you can go onto our website, invillapark.com, and if you go down to the bottom right here in upcoming events, you can click on that, and it has a whole list of events. It's also a calendar. We have all of our commission meetings, all of our special events. Everything is virtually there. And then we alone have our very own Firehouse Subs ribbon cutting ceremony next week, Friday. So everyone's invited to come out and celebrate some of the new businesses we have in Villa Park.
And that's Friday at 12 noon. And Firehouse Subs is in that outlot that you showed us a little while ago on North Avenue, next to Dunkin' Donuts, Chipotle, and all of those others in that new space. And I met Yogi.
Yeah, great guy.
Yogi's the franchise owner of this Firehouse Subs. Great guy.
Yeah.
So we're looking forward to that, and they've got great food too.
Yeah,
I
they
like
really
it.
do.
I like it. So anything else you want to talk about before we head out?
I think that's about it. Once again, look for upcoming events on our website. The Old Town Villa Avenue has a trick or treat event on October 29th. And if you have anyone interested in coming to Villa Park or looking for spaces, because another opportunity we have is moving to bigger spaces in Villa Park. So since we're aware of those, we'd love to be able to help all of our business owners stay here and new ones come. So
Excellent. Thank you, Jan, for filling us in on everything that's happened and is in works here in Villa Park. I'm encouraged. I know a lot of people like to see new projects and new things happen. And we know that retail businesses have a direct benefit to the residents and the businesses in Villa Park, and that is?
taxes,
Yes,
sales tax,
yes.
yeah. That helps all of us. That pays for everything, really. So
Right. right? And as we know, that issue of sales tax is coming up here on the November ballot, and we've got a program that we're airing now with the village manager, the director of public works, Vitas Jaskelis, and our public information officer, Mari Stachura, who is giving you all this information that we saw on the upcoming events on our website. And they talk about what are the opportunities for an increase of sales tax. And with new retail businesses, it just gives us more opportunity to do things that we need to do in town. So take a look at that program as well about the upcoming sales tax referendum that will be on the November 8th ballot. So Jan, again, thank you.
Thank you, Al.
It's been a pleasure to speak with you again, and thank you folks for watching. You've been watching TVVP Style, and we're glad that you've joined us. Thank you.